very warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales, Australia, though I am originally from Montreal, Canada. This is a podcast mainly about knitting, but today I also have a bit of sewing and actually some crochet, but not done by me, done by my daughter. So, and a little bit of embroidery, also not done by me, that I'm going to share. It's a very crafty time of year. Today I'm wearing the Hinterland Dress, designed by Sew Liberated, in this beautiful plaid, which has pink, like a corally color, and a brown. And it's so funny because I'll try to put up a photo here of, I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, or maybe it was Pinterest, and I came across this website that had really nice linen dresses, and I clicked through and they actually had almost the identical dress to this, and I think it was something like $330. And yeah, so I was very happy to see that, to know that, what kind of value you can place on the clothes that you make for yourself, because a lot of time and care and love goes into it, as well as cost, buying the fabric and everything. But yeah, anyways, there's just something a bit gratifying about seeing that. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about some yarn that I found at an op shop. One is just going to be kind of in my stash, and the other that I found, I went into a work in progress, which is a pair of socks for my husband. So I'm going to be sharing a bit about that. A finished object that I have for my daughter, which was a hat, and some more shorts that I made for my husband. And like I said, my eldest daughter, has been feeling super crafty lately. So she just had her Christmas party with her friends. They came over for dinner last night, and they just made the most beautiful gingerbread houses. So there was, I think, about 7 of them, and they all go to school together. So they're all from the Steiner or Waldorf school. And of course, they made beautiful gingerbread houses. So I have a little video to share of that. And they exchanged gifts with each other, and they had one bought gift and one handmade gift. So I'll show you what my daughter received from her friend, and as well I'll show you what she was making for her friend. She didn't get it done on time, but it's really, really cool. And what else was I gonna say that she was been up to? Oh yeah, and the gift that she made for her friend. Very, very clever. I only have a picture of it because she's given it to her friend, but yeah, it's really cool. Okay, I think that's it. So I think I'll start with the work in progress for my husband. So it is a pair of socks. So I'll insert a video of the yarn that I got from the op shop. I was really, really amazed because I often go to op shops and I often look in the, little crafty drawer or little tiny section of craft items, and I never find any good yarn, if any yarn at all. Normally if there is yarn, it's gonna be, acrylic or sometimes cotton, but not really the type of yarn that I like. So I was very, very pleased to find, I only have the ball band left, but I'll put a picture. I don't know how to pronounce this. I believe it's Raggegarn. So this is a yarn from Trisselgarn. And I thought the country was on here. It says .no, so I'm assuming it's from Norway. And it's a sock yarn, and that's so funny, it's from Norway. I was going to talk about also, we have a friend who's actually one of the boys from my daughter's class. Their dad is from Norway, and he always wears knitted socks from his, I don't know if his mom or his grandma had made, and I always coo over them because they're always so cool. And even though I knit socks, I think I always used to use superwash yarn. Just his socks always looked, I guess more rustic is the word that I'm looking for, but just really, really nice. And I just could never really achieve the same look. And then this yarn I feel is getting me there. So unfortunately, there was only one ball of this yarn. It says 80% wool, which I'm assuming is wool, and 20% nylon. And it's a DK suggested needle size 3.5 to 4 and a 22 to 23 stitch gauge, and only 50 grams and 100 meters. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to make my husband a whole pair of socks out of this, but I had some leftovers. Oh, by the way, this was $2. So I had some leftovers of a yarn called Fiddlesticks. I don't have the ball band for that anymore, which I bought at Knit Happens in Merwollumba. And apparently the lovely Karen has told me that it is discontinued. So she only had that yarn in like a different pattern. I'll show you what I have left. I made a pretty adorable little mini skein out of it, because it comes in like one of those, yeah, not cakes, but yeah, it comes pre-wound. And so just with the leftover, there was only like a few strands. I just twisted it, made a little skein. So it's these really beautiful gray, brown, kind of like an off-white and orange. And I used this yarn last year to make a pair of socks for my father-in-law. So I should have waited, but I'm not sure, but I had a fair bit of it left. So I thought I could combine it and make socks. And oh yeah, this one from Fiddlesticks is 4-ply, so I knew I was gonna have to hold it double. And let me tell you, I just love how it turned out. Okay, I'll show you the toes. And this is the yarn that I got from the op shop. I just love them so much. I feel like they look like hiking socks. They're super thick. They're going to be really, really warm. And I just love how the colors marled together. I was kind of sad that it's discontinued, because I feel like I would love to buy more of this yarn and marl it and have it as 8-ply DK weight sock yarn, because I think it looks so pretty together. And just coincidentally, it ended on a little orange bit. So I thought that looked really cool too, especially considering within this yarn, there was also this kind of gray, bluey gray color. So I thought that looked super, super cool. The heels turned out a little bit different from each other, but that's to be expected when you're marling yarn. And it was kind of like a self-striping yarn. So yeah, there's a big, I did the not fish lips kiss heel, the shadow wrap heel. And so yeah, so you're doing short rows. So basically then, when you're using self-striping, you'll get stuck with a big chunk of a color. That one was brown. This one, that one, the color was rotating, so there wasn't really too much pooling there except for the orange there. But yeah, so I messaged Karen from Knit Happens to see if because I think she had knit a sample for the store list, to see if she had any left over, but she doesn't. But she did put a call out on Instagram, but no bites yet. So I don't know if anyone else has any, but not to worry. I thought I'll just continue in a gray, but alas, I have no more of this gray. I knit right to the end of it. So, when you're trying to use up your scraps and you say, oh, I won't have to buy any yarn. I did buy that one ball for $2, but I was trying to use scraps, and then you end up having to buy more yarn. Well, that's what happened. So I searched high-low to try to find more of this, but I didn't really find anything that would arrive in time for Christmas. I guess I could have tried to order from this website in Norway, but that would have taken probably quite a long time to arrive here. So I tried to find this kind of like zebra marled yarn, and I luckily found on Bendigo Woolen Mills. I'll pop a picture of what I found. It's not exactly the same, but it is kind of like two colors twisted together with like a white and a gray, but it kind of goes from dark gray to light gray. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to hold that double anyways, because it is 4-ply sock. So I'm gonna try to hold it so the light gray and the dark gray are together, if you know what I mean, which would hopefully even it out a bit, but I know it's not gonna look exactly the same as this, but that's okay. My husband really won't care. And I think he'll really appreciate having a DK weight pair of socks because we always have cold feet here in winter, believe it or not. In beautiful subtropical northern New South Wales, it does get quite chilly in the mornings and the evenings. So yeah, they'll just be a little bit of a mishmash pair of socks, and then I'm not gonna worry about the cuff. Oh, maybe I could cast off with this. There is enough for cast off, I think. That would be kind of cute. So yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully this arrives this week because we are leaving for Canada soon. And my husband, unfortunately, has to stay here and work. So yeah, I wanted to finish it off so that I can leave those for him for Christmas. Okay, just while I'm on the topic of that op shop, I also found, must have been from the same person, this yarn, which came in a plastic bag. So I think these two were in a plastic bag, it said $8, and this one was $2. And on the bag, it said Bendigo Woolen Mills Alpaca, I think it's called. Mohair? No, Mohair, sorry, Mohair. And I had to look it up, and I don't think they sell it anymore, but it is on Ravelry in their Bendigo Woolen Mills, you know, when you search yarns. So I'm pretty sure it's 50% mohair and 50% wool. I'm hoping that that wool is non-superwash, but it didn't say, so I'm not really sure. So normally Bendigo Woolen Mills comes in giant 200 gram balls, but this is 100 grams. So I have about, 250 grams of wool. So I'm not sure what to make with it. The color is quite bright, but I feel like if I held it with something a bit darker, it could work. Or just on its own, it's quite pretty too. But yeah, I'm not sure if anyone has ever used this wool from Bendigo Woolen Mills Alpaca, or has used a similar yarn and meterage. If they have any ideas of what I could make with those, that would be great. Yeah, I really scored at the hop shop. It was in the Gold Coast, up near Pacific Fair, if anyone knows where that is. Hopefully it's not a one-off, and I'll be able to find some good wool another time as well. Okay, I'll just pop these back in. All right, so continuing on with the gift knitting, I finished the hat for my daughter. I'll pop up the picture again. Sorry for putting it in a weird spot. I'm just trying not to put the girl's face because I think it was just from someone's Instagram, so I don't want to put someone's face on YouTube without their permission, sort of. Okay, so here's the hat. I finished it, and I used a combination of these two wools, and it's so funny because that's the same yardage. That's the same amount of yardage, different brands obviously, but it's so funny. This one is wrapped tightly around a cone, and when you buy it, you're like, oh, are you sure that's the same? But it's just, you know, so tightly wound and all the fluff is compacted that I just thought it was so funny. I thought I'd show it. This one is 50 Shades of Mohair, 50 Mohair Shades by Concept by Katia. It's super kid mohair, and it's 67% mohair, 30% polyamide, and 3% wool. And this one is, I showed up before, Ella Ray Silky Kid, and it is 74% super kid mohair and 26% silk. And I'm not gonna lie, you can really feel the difference. And yeah, see the difference. I feel like the blue one is a lot fluffier and definitely softer, but obviously it's got silk, you know, which is obviously a lot softer than polyamide. But I think it did the trick. And yeah, I had to hop over to Knit Happens and Roll and pick that up. I was very grateful that they had it. And the 50 Shades is amazing because, yeah, when you look online, you're like, oh yeah, I need brown. But when you get there, you're like, oh, there's so many different browns. And yeah, I was glad that I brought that along so I could kind of see what I was looking for. And the pattern I used again was the Bonjour high hat from Espace Tricot. I believe it was designed by Melissa when she was with them. And what to say. Oh, I didn't realize in the pattern. So hers is different. She has a little bit of twisted rib, and then the rest is done in stockinette. So I just, to kind of be more like the hat that my daughter wanted, I did 3 stripes of just regular ribbing, 1 by 1. And my stripes are 9 rows long. And I think the plan is to kind of turn it over like that. So I'll put it on. My hair's a bit crazy today, so she could wear it like that, or she could also wear it like this and have it quite slouchy, or, you know, whatever, just even shorter. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how it turned out. She wanted it to be quite oversized looking, which was how it was in the picture. Hopefully my hair's not crazier. And oh yeah, so in Melissa's pattern, she has to do the ribbing, and then I didn't notice this when I was knitting, but you're meant to keep, it's a free pattern, so I'm not giving away anything. You're meant to keep the smaller knitting needle that you use for the ribbing for a couple of centimeters and then switch to the bigger one. And I think that is to kind of keep it more fitted on your head, which I think is a brilliant little design. But I didn't notice that, and I just, after my, but I did way more ribbing, I just switched to the other needle size. But I think because I have so much ribbing, that'll keep it a bit more snug on the head anyways. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm very pleased with how that turned out, and she loves it. I haven't blocked it. I'm not sure what that's gonna do to Mohair. Is this, oh, it's been years, probably 15 years since I've knit something in just Mohair. So yeah, I'm not too sure how it's gonna behave. I didn't do anything for the jogless stripes, but yeah, I could barely, yeah, it's there. I could barely tell. All I did was I left the 2 ends loose. So when I finished, I left the end loose, and then I started with the new color and left that end loose. And then when I finished, I just pulled them through the inside and tied them in a knot together, and then just wove in the ends. And I feel like it did a pretty good job of, yeah, not showing the jogs and the stripes. So I don't know, maybe that's a little hack. Okay, so that's her hat. Another gift done. Okay, speaking of gifts, last time I think I showed the shorts that I made for my husband. Like I said, we're not with him for Christmas, which is really, really sad, but yeah, and also his birthday is shortly after Christmas, but I am gonna leave him with lots of gifts. So I made him 2 more pairs of those shorts. They are by the pattern maker called Aura, A-U-R-A, on Etsy. I bought the pattern a couple of weeks ago, so I made him 2 more. So here's, if you've been watching my videos, you will definitely recognize this fabric. This is that famous H&M duvet cover that I bought. I bought several of them because they were $39, I think, and for, yeah, a duvet of 100% linen. So it's got, you know, 2 sides because it's a duvet cover. So yeah, I just got heaps of fabric from there. And yeah, so now he's got a pair of shorts in them. And last time I made him, if you watched last week's video, a linen from Spotlight, which was really lightweight. And then I used a heavier weight, oh, what's the word? Oh, not houndstooth. A herringbone linen, which was very heavyweight. And he just thought that they were maybe a little bit too warm for this time of year. So he's been wearing the other ones to death, which I'm so happy about. And so I know he's gonna love these too, because honestly, it's like wearing your bed, because you know it's bedding. So they're so comfy. So I made him those ones, and also I got this other linen last year on sale. I think during the end of financial year sale. I want to say it was at the Remnant Warehouse or something like that. So this is another brown, like the ones I made him in the heavier weight ones, but they're lighter. So I think he's gonna wear the heck out of these as well. And I still have heaps of this drawstring that I bought. I just bought the rest of what was on his roll in fabric Fantasia, and yeah, so I think this one didn't really have any dramas. And this one did cause me a bit of grief. I think I was rushing because I'm gonna be really busy working up until we leave. And I only really had yesterday and this morning to finish off all of his presents. So, you know, obviously not the knitting that I can do, but sewing, yeah, you know, I have to be at my sewing machine, whereas knitting I can go, you know, I can do it on out and about. But anyways, so yeah, just to show you, there was some little issue here where it didn't catch as I was sewing them all together. It didn't catch, and then it caught a bit funny. I'm not gonna worry about it though. What else? I'm not really that patient when I do sewing, and I certainly don't pull out my iron as much as I should. I did do that trick. I was showing my daughter, I don't know if you can see, maybe I'll do it here, where you go like this on the edge, and it kind of irons your irons of fabric and creates like a nice crease. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not patient enough that I just kind of folded it over, did that. I folded it over again instead of taking the time to make it really nice. But, you know, he loves me anyways. He knows who I am. So yeah, so that was one issue or two issues. And this, like, luckily I have enough of this fabric. I've got heaps of this fabric still. But this was the first go at doing the shorts. And then I realized the mistake, and I was just like, I cannot be bothered not only undoing the stitching, but undoing all of the zigzag stitching, which is a bit of a nightmare. So what I did was, somehow, I don't know, I still don't know how I managed to do this, but okay, see, that one's up, that piece is upside down, and that piece is the right way. I don't even know how I managed to do that. So weird. I still can't really figure it out, but I'm not going to check this out. I'll keep it because, you know, sometimes, yeah, there's still quite a lot of fabric there if I wanted to cut it out and, I don't know, make a project bag or napkins or do something else with it, because, yeah, it would be a shame to throw it out. But honestly, I could not be bothered to rip it all out, and I just grabbed more and I was like cutting it, frantically cutting it, and then, yeah, I finished these off this morning while my husband went to work. And yeah, so there they are. Okay, so my daughter, I was telling you, has been really crafty lately. So she and her friends, I said, exchange the gifts. Okay, here's the gift that she received from her friend. She just grabbed a t-shirt and she embroidered on it. Look how pretty that is. I'm just so impressed. I just think it's so beautiful. It's a little boot with flowers coming out of it. It's just so lovely. Yeah, I was so touched. And what else? Okay, so what my daughter made, they did like Secret Santa, so they grabbed names. What she made for one of her friends was she grabbed also just a plain white hat. And then she saw it on Pinterest, and so she just sorted through my buttons. I've got like a jar of buttons, and she sorted through the buttons, and she sewed them together in a particular way, and I'll put the photo. It's the Very Hungry Caterpillar. It's so adorable, so cute. So yeah, I'm not too sure where she got the idea from, sorry. I can't give credit to anyone, but she saw it on Pinterest. So I guess if you were to look on Pinterest, Hungry Caterpillar button hat, you'll find it. And it's so cute. And then the other thing that she was gonna make was crochet. So the other day I came home, and yeah, I'll put the video. There was a whole bunch of my crochet hooks and yarn, cotton yarn, and these little crochet circles on the couch, and I was like, what's going on here? And then, yeah, she told me what she was gonna make, and it's so cute. So it's basically just little crocheted circles, and I know how to make them because in the end she was running out of time, and also in the end she didn't finish it, but I was trying to help her yesterday as I was trying to do a million other things. But so it's just, you make the magic loop, and then you crochet, double crochet, 8 double crochets into the loop, and then you switch colors, and then you just do 2 double crochets in each one, and that makes your little circle. And then at the end, you stitch them together. She was using just zigzag stitch on the sewing machine. You stitch them together in a certain pattern, and it makes a little bikini top. So that's the other thing that she's making for her friend, but unfortunately she didn't finish. But I think in the end, she didn't want to show her the unfinished one. She showed her the picture, and she got that idea also from Pinterest. And I do have a photo of that one, so I'll pop it up if I haven't already. And yeah, it's just so adorable. I love it so much. Okay, I think that's it. I may be able to do one more video before we head off to Canada, but if not, I'll definitely try to make some videos while I'm there. I'm definitely very excited to see the snow again, especially because it's like 31 degrees today here. It's very, very hot. I have the air conditioning on, thank God. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to making more videos. And yeah, has it been, I guess it's kind of nearing on a year, maybe a couple of months away from being a year making these videos, and I'm having so much fun, and I really hope you enjoy watching. Don't forget to leave me some comments, and give my video a like, and subscribe if you haven't, because that really helps. And I'm just gonna leave you on the outro with a video of the gingerbread houses that my kids made. Well, my kid and her friends made. And yeah, it's just, yeah, feeling a bit more festive now, and I'm rambling on. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.